Welcome to the 2017 SCALE webinar. I'm Bruce Arnson. I am the Executive Director of the Supply Chain Management Program here at MIT. January is a very special time for us in our program because we're able to invite the students from our sister centers around the world to come and spend a month with us at MIT, involved in lots of lectures and workshops and tours and seminars and projects and presentations. And so what we've done today is we've gathered together two students from each of these centers. They're going to introduce themselves in just a moment, but it's an opportunity for them to, in their own words, describe what it's like to be a student at MIT and the centers. We have our center in Spain, our center in Malaysia, and we have students from all over South America gathered with us today. We have about 110 people all together here.
Marie Zipper. I'm in the SEM program. I'm originally from Cuba, but I've lived in the U.S. most of my life. Before I worked at Bush Brothers, the Beans Company, I've spent some time as well with Intel and IBM before I came to MIT.
Hey everyone, my name is David Wu. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the U.S. I'm also part of the MIT Supply Chain Management Program. Prior to coming to MIT, I worked for 5 years, spent 3 years with Unilever in New York City doing supply chain planning, and then I spent 2 years in management consulting with A.T. Kearney. Looking forward to answering your questions.
All right, now we'll ask our students from our center in Spain, the Zaragoza Logistics Center, to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Shwetika. I'm from India. I'm studying in the ZLOG program. And before joining this program, I was working for Michelin Tires for 4 years.
Hello everyone, I am Andres Rosas. I'm from Bogota, from Colombia. Before joining ZLOG program at Spain, I was working in Tigor. It's a multinational company in telecom, and also before that I spent 4 years working in Falabella retail holding in Bogota and in Santiago, Chile.
Great. Now I'll ask our students from our center in Malaysia to introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Vendela and I'm from India. So I'm in MSCM program. Before coming here, I worked for Tata Motors for 4 years in operations and SEM background.
Hi, my name is Jide from the Mrs. Center. I am from Nigeria. I worked with Nokia for 8 years before joining this program. I worked in supply chain management roles, operation roles. Thank you.
Very good. Now I'll ask our students from our GC-Log program in Latin America to introduce themselves.
Sure. My name is Carla, and I come from Quito, Ecuador. And before I currently live in the U.S., but before I came here, I used to be a research assistant at Universidad San Francisco de Quito. Then I came in the U.S., and as I am doing the GC-Log certification, I work at DHL Express. And ready to answer any questions that you have.
Very good.
Hello everybody, I'm Jimena Castañón. I'm from Bolivia. I'm an industrial engineer. Before joining the GC-Log program, I work abroad as a supply chain specialist in Husqvarna, Canada. And I also got some experience in purchasing. I'm currently doing a capstone project with Jose, that is the director of the GC-Log program, and I'm very happy to be here and answer the questions.
Thank you very much. This group of students that we have gathered is very interesting. They come from over 30 different countries around the world, and so you hear them speaking all sorts of interesting languages in the hallway. So I've made up a list of some questions, and I'll ask the students to respond to them, and then after a while they'll be able to make comments unscripted on their own. Okay, so the first question is, can you describe your experience so far with regard to the classes? How many? How hard? How do you manage your time?
Okay, well, I'll start off. This is Maris. The classes, how many? Generally, I'd say amount of classes. They have compressed this program well, but it is compressed, and I think even being here at MIT, you meet some of the smartest people you know, but as far as how hard, they're challenging. By far, in my experience, they are some of the most relevant and helpful classes I've been in. as far as managing time, you just buckle down and do what you gotta do and write it down in a planner and move forward every day, one day at a time.
Right. Let me interrupt and ask, we're having lots of noise on the line here. Usually this is caused by people who are dialed in but have not put their phone on mute. So please put your phone on mute so the sounds don't come in and drown out the speakers. I hear a lot of people still coming across. If you could put your phones on mute, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Let's continue with the description of the classes so far. How about a person from CLC?
Okay, so this is Shwetika from the ZLOG program. Well, yes, we do have a lot of classes. Since it's a 10-month program, it's intensive. And I'm not coming from a supply chain background, so it was very difficult for me in the beginning. But the learning curve has been really good. It's been very steep. And I think the environment, especially at ZLOG with the classmates and the professors, it's really nice and very helpful. And at the end of the first semester, it was really good. I mean, managed to pass through it. It's been really good so far.
Thank you. How about a person from Malaysia?
So the classes so far have been intensive for us the fall semester. So even though it's intensive, we are able to manage it pretty good with the help of the professors and the fellow students. And mostly we had group projects to work on, so it was very helpful to cope up with the intensive program. So.
Thank you. Let me just explain a couple of sentences about our GC-Log program before I ask them to respond. The GC-Log program is a little bit different than the program we have at our other centers. Each of these students is pursuing a degree in a university in Latin America, and on top of their regular work, they're also pursuing a capstone project to achieve their GC-Log certificate from MIT. So they come to MIT for 3 weeks in July, when it was nice and warm, and now we've brought them back for 3 weeks in January, where there's 12 inches of snow on the ground here in Boston. And so why don't you describe what that program is like?
Sure. So before the first 3 weeks of July, it's interesting because we have a very intense program for a month. That it's basically training us to be ready to come here for the July session, and that is interesting because you don't know your classmates, but you're working with them and in classes that are online, and you don't even know the professor, so you are expecting just a lot of work. Then when you come here for 3 weeks, you get to meet everybody, and that is a very rewarding experience. But not only that, it's also a lot of hard work. What everybody else has in a semester, you have to learn in 3 weeks, basically. So every day is challenging, and every day is full of a lot of work. And overall, it's a amazingly rewarding experience, but it can be overwhelming. You have to learn how to manage your time, so it's interesting. And then after those 3 weeks that you are drinking knowledge from a hose, as people in MIT say, you get to work in your capstone project, and that is also an interesting experience because you're working with people from all over the world with different time zones and from different companies, and that is very interesting. And then now here, it's very intense, as everybody said, but you get to expand more your network, and also it's very rewarding. So.
All right. Thank you very much. The second question is, now that you've survived the first half of the program, I mean, I hope you're all going to come back to the second one. But what advice about preparations? You have a lot of students out there who are filling out their application and wondering if what it's going to be like. Now that you've been here for half the time, what advice would you give folks on how to prepare to come and participate in these programs? Let's start off with a person from SCM to start that off.
Hey everyone, this is David. So I would say, in terms of preparation, like Damaris mentioned, the classes are difficult, but I would say in terms of preparation, probably the best thing you could do is really spend some time thinking about what you want to get out of the program prior to starting. Unlike some of the other programs, master's programs that are maybe 2 years, that affords you some time for soul searching and self-reflection, because this program is so condensed and because there's so much packed into that 10-month to 12-month period, there really isn't much time for you to come in and kind of vacillate on what you want to do and kind of what you want out of it. So I'd say prior to coming, spend some time deciding what you really want out of the program. What is it that you want to learn? What is it that you want to really take away from this experience? And that's how you can get the most out of this program. So I think having spent maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month, deciding on that will prepare you very well for getting the most out of the program that you can get out of it.
Great. Good advice. How about someone from ZLC?
Hi, hello everyone. This is Andres. Well, basically, I think that this question is quite interesting because it says survive the first half of the program. You can get an idea of what you're going to face here in terms of demanding work that you are going to get in any of the master programs or the GCLOC certification. But my best recommendation to you all will be, before coming here, take a rest. Take really
Your last chance. Right?
exactly, it's your last chance. Rest and take your time to reflect on what are your professional objectives. Do a 3 bullet, like 3 objectives that you have for your life, personal life and professional, and try to match those with what you expect from the program that you're going to make. Those will be my 2 recommendations for you.
Great. How about someone from Malaysia?
Hi, it's Jide. You're talking about surviving the first half. One advice I would give to anyone coming is to stay calm. Yeah, you really need to stay calm. It's because I've had colleagues who got to this panic state. They were literally panicking. But just stay calm. The professors are there for you. They have your back. They are not there to take you down. They have your back. So stay calm. I would say go with the flow. When I started the program, I have my plans. I'm going to study this subject this day, study this other subject this day. But you get assignments coming in, everything, your schedule just goes out of whack. So I would say go with the flow. Do not be, it's going to look like a rush. But when you take a break, you find out that you've developed yourself so much, you've learned so much. You would not know that on the go. It's going to just be, all over the place in the beginning. So go with the flow, stay calm, do not panic. Everybody is in there, to support you.
Good deal. And how about from our Latin America GCLOC program?
Hello, this is Jimena. Well, just summing up what my classmate or my friends told. Yeah, time management is super important. I think it's one of the main skills to succeed in the program. Another thing maybe is before applying, because many people are stressful when they submit an application. Is in my case, what I reflect that gave me the opportunity to get in, it was how I'm going to impact, how I'm going to use all this knowledge in my country. That's why I got accepted in the program. So I've always been working in these kind of projects, helping like small, medium companies. I did my thesis on that. So when I did the video and when I did my statement of purpose, I thought like how I'm gonna use supply chain management in my country, in Bolivia. How this is gonna help not only academically but professionally. And also I joined that with my professional objectives and my personal objectives. So it's like they said to think like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. How are you going to do this? How are you going to explain this? How the people are going to understand all your objectives and your motives to get into the program? And also you can impact not only you, but also your community and maybe your country and maybe the world.
Okay. Now, we're going to talk next about thesis project and capstone projects. If I could ask people that are on the line that are dialed in, please mute your phone so that we don't hear conversations and people sneezing and so forth. All of the students have a project that they're working on, a thesis project or a capstone project. So, and they come from all different areas of supply chain, and they're sponsored usually by companies. So let's get a chance to hear what some of these projects are. Let's ask someone from the SCM program to tell us about their project.
Hi everyone, this is Namarie. Our project is, we're working together with a company in the high-tech industry. We're identifying how to introduce risk into various techniques for optimization, specifically workforce optimization. really cool opportunity. It's an area that is largely unexplored, so we're looking forward to continuing that.
Great. How about someone from ZLC?
Hello everyone, this is Shwetika. So we're working with a pharmaceutical company. The problem that we have is that the company has about 2 to 3 years of inventory on hand, and they're trying to reduce that. So we're trying to see if there's a correlation between the lead time and the lead time variability with the inventory levels that the company has, and trying to reduce that basically.
Very good. Someone from Malaysia?
Hi again, this is Vanilla. So I'm working on a project from steel company with steel industry, which supplies steel solutions to the construction and building industry. So I'm working on inventory management, end-to-end inventory management of this industry, wherein whatever we learned in the classes, we get a chance to apply directly to the practice through this program, and I'm very happy about this.
Great. How about someone from our GC Log program?
Sure. So this is Carla again. So what we're working on is on last mile delivery, the analysis and the measuring of last mile delivery, and we're making a comparative analysis between cities in Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and we have another one, Washington D.C. So basically, we're trying to see what is the impact of last mile delivery and how can new policies and new measures help to make it more efficient in the new environment that is changing on logistics.
Great. So one of the things that students are very curious about before they get here is what's been your experience with the other people in the program? What are the rest of your classmates like? So let's hear somebody talk about that from the MIT SCM program.
So this is David. I would say that hands down, one of the best things about the program is the other people in the class. Getting the opportunity to get to know people with such diverse experiences who have a thirst for knowledge and desire for self-improvement is truly a joy. And furthermore, the fact that you're able to go through this experience with them builds such a strong bond of camaraderie that really you could say it is an experience that will stay with you for quite a long time. I know that personally I've established some friendships here that I expect to keep for the years to come, and I'm certainly looking forward to meeting people from the other programs as well as alumni. So I think hands down, one of the best things about the program is the people.
Great. How about someone from Spain?
Well, hi, this is Andres again. Well, really you will meet people with different backgrounds from different countries that speak different languages in just one classroom. So we are around 25 people in the program, and we have been going very close because actually we have to spend a lot of time together, not only the classroom, but beyond the walls of the classroom, we have a lot of assignments, and we also do a lot of activities in Zaragoza that actually it's a very nice city to know around and to go to the downtown and just hang around. So my personal experience with all the people in the program has been very, very delightful and very fulfilling to my personal achievements.
Very good, thank you. How about someone from Malaysia?
Hi, it's Jit again. I would say, as was said earlier, the people are one of the best things about this program, the people you're going to meet. And one big word that stands out to me is respect. Everyone respects each other and respects your different background, because we are from so many different backgrounds. So everyone respects your background, respects your religion, your culture. You know, we have respect for each other. I don't know if that's part of the interview process of hiring to get in people on the program, but some way or the other, we are a mix of people who just respect each other.
Very good. And how about from the Latin America program?
Well, the people are amazing. They're super talented. You can learn from every conversation. You can learn from their background, their professional. One of the main things that I may highlight is the teamwork. Since day one, they made us to work in team, and I never achieved those kind of thing would not be for them. So I learned from them how to work in teams and also communicate and also respect between us.
very good. I'm going to skip on the list here to the question number 8 for our students. What is recruiting like? Recruiting happens in each of our centers, but they sometimes happen at different times of the year. In North America, the heavy recruiting time is in September, October, and November. In other parts of the world, it happens in the springtime. Let's just talk about recruiting and what the job search has been like and what should incoming students know about it. And again, before we answer the question, let me ask people to put their phones on mute. We're listening to several conversations coming across the line, so if you could put your phone on mute, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's have someone from the SCM program describe the recruiting situation.
Hi everyone, this is Damaris again. As far as recruiting, like Bruce was saying, it's going to be, different timing depending on where you're at. But here in Boston, a lot of it did happen in the fall. Recruiting is an unexpected level of intense when, especially when you're, really taking some in-depth classes and working hard in your academic life. So I would say, for me, the job search here has been incredibly eye-opening. I have seen some opportunities that I've found out are exclusive to, top schools. And you don't really know about that until you walk in and they tell you this is exclusive. So that's really, really pretty cool. But it's definitely been eye-opening. As far as what you should know about it, be ready. Be ready as in, have your resume updated probably before you get here, which, you will receive some help on. Know that it's going to be a really big time management challenge, even for those of you out there who are good at time management. And I think, like Jide said earlier, stay calm. Just have fun with it.
Okay. Can we have someone from Spain describe what that's like?
Yeah. So as Bruce was mentioning, in Europe we start in Feb. We haven't started the recruiting as yet. Once we go back to Zaragoza after Boston, the process will start for us. And we have some companies lined up in Feb. Carlos Arto, our corporate relations manager, is extremely busy and always working. He's very helpful. We've had mock interviews. The center helps us with everything. But yes, we should be prepared with our resume and we should know what we want, which would help us in our job search.
Great. How about someone from Malaysia?
Hi, this is Vanilla again. As ZLC, even we didn't start with the recruiting cycle yet, but we had few companies which came in for pre-placement talks and they expressed their interest in recruiting us. So as far as the help from the center itself, as in they provide us a very good help in updating our resumes and they help us very much in finding a job as far as I know.
Okay, great. And I'm curious, the GC Log, a little different kind of program. What's the job search like for you folks?
So, for the first thing, as Damaris said, I would have the resume updated, and what most people may think, and it's true, that MIT opens a lot of doors. So personally, I'm currently working, and most of the people in the program, when they came, they were working. But personally, I have already received offers from 4 different companies, so as I can join there, not only from what I already had, but I think most of it from what I learned here at MIT. And then another good thing that you will learn at the program is also how to communicate with people and how to network as the American do. So, which is not very obvious in South America or everywhere else in the world. So that is very rewarding, and just keep your eyes open, and as I said, MIT just opened a lot of doors.
Excellent, excellent answer. I might just add that each of the centers puts a lot of energy into trying to contact companies, have companies come in and interview the students. In the height of the recruiting season, as Damaris was saying, there's a tremendous pressure on your time because there's a lot of companies that want to come in and present an interview. It's like taking 2 more classes. So that's a good thing, but it is a very time-consuming process, and you learn a lot more about yourself during this whole process as well. So the next question is about free time. How much free time do you have, and what can you do? Is there anything nearby to have fun? I think our students specialize in that. We try to teach them during the day, but at night they're out prowling around. So I'll ask someone from the SCM program to start off describing, what do you do around here for fun?
So in terms of free time, I think definitely given that most of us have work experience and are experienced with managing our time, there's definitely enough free time to truly enjoy Boston. Of course, you'll have to be pointed about doing your homework on time and leaving some time on the weekends free, but it's definitely doable. In terms of entertainment around here, I think Boston's a great city. It's got pretty much everything you want. You can go downtown and party there if you'd like. You can go out and go hiking when the weather's better. We actually just came back from a ski trip a few days ago. About 10 of us from the SCM group organized a ski trip. And there's also plenty else to do within the city, as well as in the suburbs. So you've got all types of entertainment. You've got good food, good dining. You've got the historical Freedom Trail. So I would say the possibilities are endless, and it's really what you make of it. But Boston definitely puts you within arm's reach of anything you want to do.
Great. How about someone from Spain?
Well, again, at the beginning, you won't have too much time free to enjoy. That actually starts to improve within the 4 or 5 weeks, right? When you start managing and start learning what are the professors actually demanding from you. So the weekends in Zaragoza, you can do a lot of things. You can go just to El Tubo to take some drinks. It's in the downtown, so you will be able to see all the historical things in Zaragoza. It's a very old city founded by the first Roman emperor, I think. So there's a lot of historical things. Also very nice partying places. And also, if you like, for example, to travel, Zaragoza is very well connected, so you can go to Barcelona in just 1 hour and a half by train, or to Madrid, or even Zaragoza has an airport, so you can go actually to London, to Brussels, to Paris, Milan. It's very well connected. So if you like to travel, or you like to just good food, or to party, you can actually, if you manage to get the time, you will be able to do it in Zaragoza.
Very good. How about someone from our Malaysia program?
Hi, Jide here. Yeah, so concerning free time, you just have to make free time. It's, if you prioritize partying, you would definitely find some time to party. So in Malaysia, Southeast Asia is the place to travel around. It's the center of the most beautiful beaches in the world. We have a beautiful island called Langkawi. A lot of students have been there. We have the Perhentian Islands. You can go to neighboring Thailand. It's just a 2-hour flight and go to Phuket. Please Google that. It's in the top 10 most beautiful islands in the world. Bali, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about in Indonesia. So once you're in Southeast Asia, once you're in Malaysia, all these beautiful places are just within 1 hour, 2 hours distance.
Great. And someone from our Latin America program.
Well, as we come just 3 weeks to Boston, we just make the most of it. Mainly, maybe in the week we don't have many time because we work until 12, 2 a.m. but we usually take advantage of the weekend. So what we've been doing, we were a very close group with some of us did kayaking, or we watch a baseball match. Some of the people enjoy the concerts. As my friend said, like Boston is a very historical city and it's very beautiful. And in the summer it's amazing as well in the winter. But you got more freedom to go around in the summer. So I think there are plenty of things to do here in Boston.
Very good. The next question, a little more practical question, would be about how do you pay for your education? These programs are pretty expensive, and I know a lot of students who are out there in the process of applying are wondering how they're going to pay for the program, and so maybe we could to hear from you. How are you paying for the program? So let's have someone from SCM. This is probably not a representative answer.
Well, oh. So hi everyone, this is Damaris. I had planned on taking some pretty significant loans to come here. I got some good news before coming here that I had been nominated for and won a fellowship that luckily provides me with a full ride. I feel incredibly blessed, but I think Bruce said that is not a very representative answer.
There's only one of these handed out a year, and Damaris was lucky enough to win a scholarship provided by UPS. UPS is a supporter of our center, and they provide one full scholarship per year. Damaris was the person who won it this year. So her answer is probably not representative of the rest. Let me ask the other SCM student who's here, who didn't win that scholarship. How do people pay for this?
Sure. So I think the good news is there's a significant portion of the class that does receive some kind of scholarship or fellowship from supply chain management program. So I myself have a partial scholarship, which does help, but I also think the majority of the class has taken out some form of loans. The good news is, for myself personally, I'm financing it out of my own pocket. I've had some savings from work that I've been able to put towards this education, so I am in a relatively good spot. I know some other students are taking it, partially or fully on loans. And I also know one student who sold his house to finance his education. So it spans the entire gamut, but from what I understand, nobody is living on the streets yet. So everyone is doing well. It is an expensive investment, but it seems like everyone believes it is well worth it, and we've all been able to finance it one way or another.
Let's have someone from our Spain program describe how they're paying for it.
Hi, this is Shwetika. So for the Spain program, ZLC helps us with loans, and they also have a variety of scholarships for European citizens, for women, for Spanish citizens. So most of my classmates have received a partial scholarship, and a lot of us are financing the rest of it with loans which are guaranteed by a Spanish bank, which ZLC helps us with. So the center has been really helpful to us, and it's really helpful that they help us with the financing part of the course.
Great. Someone from Malaysia?
I should say MESI program is pretty much affordable compared to other programs, and most of the students themselves finance for the education, and but for the most of the students, MESI will help in providing education loans, and some of them had scholarships as well. So MESI has been very much helpful in providing the education loans for the students.
And someone from the GC Log program?
Sure. So for the GC Log, they also give a lot of scholarships for grades, but also they help people from universities that are part of the network. So they will have like a special treatment. Also, what I've heard there are some people that have partial funding from themselves and from their companies, since this is a certification that they can, basically they're gonna gain as well. So you can negotiate that with their companies. And then there are other people like Jimena, who also, she won the full scholarship. And part of that is not only that she has to be part of the classes and everything, but she also gets to be the TA and like the president of the class. So those are like, there are a few ways that you can finance the program, and this is very nice because you get in contact with every professor of MIT, but it's not as expensive as doing the masters in MIT. So that's another option for somebody.
Yeah, I'll just make a comment. At least in North America, students who are studying medicine and business typically are expected to pay for that program out of their own pocket. If you came here as an engineer, a mechanical engineer or something, you would receive a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship. But I think the logic, I'm not sure what the logic is, but I think the logic is that if you're in business or if you're in medicine, you're going to make enough money after you graduate. Your job is going to give you a significant boost in your salary, that they don't need to give out too much financial support. At least that's the philosophy. And it's been true. The salaries that our students are getting as they leave are significantly higher, sometimes double, at least 50% higher than when they came into the program. So another interesting question that lots of students are asking out there, where are you going to live? Is there housing on campus? Can you find a place to live? I haven't seen, we did have one student trying to live in the back room with a mattress one year, but we found them and made them take the mattress out. But since then, everyone seems to have been able to find a place to live. So I'm curious if we could have someone from SCM talk about where they're living and how they found a place to live.
Sure thing, Bruce. So I personally am living on campus in one of the graduate dormitories. There's quite a few options in terms of graduate dormitories. We have a dormitory for couples and married people with families. We also have dormitories for people that like having their own room, as well as ones where you can share with multiple roommates. So personally, I have 3 roommates. We each have our own bedroom, but we share a common area. And it's actually quite nice because you get to meet people from the other graduate programs. Two of my roommates are PhD students. Another one is a master's student in chemical engineering. So it's interesting getting to meet people from other programs, getting to know that their lifestyle and what they're going through as well. In terms of housing off campus, there are plenty of options, especially around Cambridge, where you have MIT and Harvard. So there's plenty of opportunities that you can find through either personal postings such as Craigslist, or even through I believe MIT also has an outreach program where they help you look for housing off campus as well. So there's a lot of excellent opportunities. We also have some classmates that lived in Boston itself, and they commute across the bridge. It definitely puts them a lot closer to the center of the action. So they always hold that over us in terms of, oh, we get the first dibs on ball games or going to the bars. But I think there's basically a housing option for anyone out there. I would say the one thing to do is do your research before you figure out where you want to live, just in terms of knowing that there is a commute when you live off campus, and sometimes in the winter times that can be a little bit of a drag. So be prepared to factor that in as well, and don't just find the best looking pictures and say, oh, that's where I want to live. Because sometimes the commute is something to be taken into account.
How about from the Zaragoza program? Housing, where do you live?
Hi, this is Andres. Well, I'm living nearby to a beautiful medieval castle. So it's very nice. I have a very nice landscape next to my home. And actually the center provides help for the students, provides aid, a list of places and apartments that students from other years have already lived in. So you have confidence that you will be in a good place with a good renting person. You know? So the ZLC provides that help. Also, before coming to the program, ZLC creates a Facebook group. Well, aiding to the creation of a Facebook group. I think Svetika did it at the end. So we could connect like 3 months before coming to Spain. And at the time when we arrived to Spain, we already had the place to live. And in my case, my roommates that are 2 master students of the CELAC program and 1 PhD student, also from ZLC.
Very good. Could we have someone from Malaysia describe that, the housing?
Yes. In Malaysia is actually very cheap. Cost of living is very low. So it's pretty easy to get affordable housing. The school helps us with housing. Even right before we come, the school does some negotiations and has some contracts already signed with different landlords. So that takes a lot of the hassle away from you hunting for a house. But students have different preferences. One of my classmates came with his wife and 3 kids, and some come with their wives, and they need they probably need some specific requirements. So you can hunt for a place by yourself, and the school also gives you a lot of guidance in which kind of areas would be preferable and closer to your other students. But for Malaysia, if you're coming to Malaysia, what an advice I'll give you, if you want to get a place by yourself, please get a place close to the other students. You're going to be having many times you probably find yourself sleeping over in another student, maybe 4 of you sleeping over in another student's apartment, you know, or working on an assignment into the wee hours of the morning. So do not stay far away. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a few comments to wrap this up here, because this is an extremely busy month for our students, and actually they have a class that starts in 10 minutes, and it's about a 15-minute walk from where we are, but they're going to attend a class in supply chain software. Actually, when I say it's a class, these are hands-on, team-based workshops that they're going to be participating in. And then after that, they have a workshop on marine logistics. So all of you who are out there, I hope this was informative for you. If you're considering applying, please go ahead and finish filling out that application form, and we look forward to hearing from you. And maybe you'll be sitting around this table 1 year from now. Have a great day.